One of the traditional methods of imposing statism or socialism on a people has been by way of medicine. The doctor begins to lose freedoms. It's like telling a lie, and one leads to another. Pretty soon, your son won't decide when he's in school where he will go or what he will do for a living. He will wait for the government to tell him.
There you've got Ronald Reagan speaking out against socialized medicine back in 1961, warning of its threat to American freedom. So how would he get, Ronald Reagan, Republicans on board for health care reform right now, we wonder. We've called in Fox News contributor and radio talk show host Tammy Bruce. All right, so that was a little audio clip from then a private citizen, Ronald Reagan.
Right, still an actor.
Something called Operation Coffee Cup.
Yes, this was actually an album, a vinyl record. You remember those, of course.
Sure.
We still love them. And it was sent to groups of women, particularly, who were having gatherings at their home, like tea parties, if you will. It was played at those tea parties, coffee clutches, as they wrote letters to their congresspeople and the senators and telling them, don't implement this program that ultimately became Medicare, because it was going to eventually limit people's resources, limit their options. They were going to, doctors would be paid less money, there'd be fewer options. It's kind of what we're experiencing now.
It's kind of exactly what we're looking at.
It's the same thing. So Reagan, of course, and conservatives, there was another alternative, which was block grants to states to help people. It's not that we wanted people who didn't have resources to not get health care. It was about the method. And Reagan's concern, and our concern now, of course, is also that the moment you take a step, and the liberals at the time argued this, that the moment we get our foot in the door, it will cascade into socialized medicine. And the problem, as we now see with Obamacare and around the world, is that there is less money for doctors, there are fewer doctors, you wait forever for an appointment, the care is not as good, there's less innovation. So, of course, we recognized that over 50 years ago, and it's happening now. Reagan as president, though, so even as a private citizen, he was involved.
He was right.
And Reagan as president, I think that in this kind of a dynamic, he was excellent at getting legislators to do what he needed them to do. President Trump has been relying on Mike Pence and Reince Priebus in this regard, and I think that what Reagan would tell Trump is for him to get more personally involved, deal with the legislative process, and have I think, more of a stick than a carrot for people.
Sure, but for Mr. Trump's problem right now is the Republican caucus. You've got some people in the middle, and they do not get along ideologically with the people on the far right.
Yes. Now, Reagan had the same problem. Actually, this is not new. The Republican establishment at the time did not want Reagan as president. It was the same issues.
Sounds familiar.
The swamp versus change and something that's new. I think, though, that what Reagan did, even with this coffee clutch dynamic in the early 60s, was getting people involved, having his back, engaging the people. It's kind of like the first podcast, engaging people to make the difference for him.
Interesting stuff. The past is prologue.
Yes, exactly.
Tammy Bruce, thank you very much.
My pleasure.